What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for my weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 10. This one's going to be for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 11, Morning Star.
Any sign of them?
We didn't get that far.
My mother's coming.
They're closing in on us.
Alexandria can't get here.
We're going to have to fight.
Okay, guys, so this is going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 10. This one's going to be for The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 11, Morning Star, guys. Oh my god, I cannot wait for next week's episode. So, this episode was amazing, guys. This was an amazing episode. Arguably, which one's better, Episode 10 or Episode 11? I don't know. Like, that's definitely a good question. Am I the only one, though, that really enjoyed this episode that much? I want to hear from you guys in the comment section below. I absolutely loved this episode from the beginning to end. Just loved this episode. This, in my opinion, was another 2 weeks in a row, guys. 2 weeks in a row. Another great episode. This was an amazing episode of Walking Dead. Now, I have to definitely say this episode about 10 minutes in. Okay, I'm going to say around 10 minutes in. By the way, this will contain spoilers if you have not seen this week's episode of The Walking Dead yet. But, about 10 minutes in, so like a little bit after the intro, like couple scenes after the intro credits, when you see Ezekiel talking with Carol and stuff, I was kind of sitting there, I'm like, oh man, this episode's not going to be anywhere near as epic as what we thought. This is going to be a really slow episode, but, I honestly, I don't know why I even had that mindset. Just for a split second, I just kind of had that mindset. But, that went away very quickly. You know, a lot of people, and I can hear it now, a lot of people are going to say, this episode was slowed in, it only got exciting at the end. Yes, but the thing is that I found this Season 10, I know a lot of people kind of complain about Season 10. They say that there's too much dialogue. It's too slow. They're just talking. There's no action. There's none of that. But the thing is that I have to say, I agree, but this is probably the one episode of Season 10 where the dialogue was very interesting. Like, every bit of dialogue in this episode I was interested in. I didn't feel that all the way through the first half of Season 10. There were some times in the first half of Season 10 where there'd be a conversation between 2, 3, 4 characters, and I'd be like, I don't really care about this, you know, but this episode, the dialogue was very engaging. Now, I definitely want to start from the beginning. Now, we have Alpha and Negan. Of course, Negan gets his whisper, his skin suit, as he calls it, and you can clearly tell that Beta just does not trust him at all as he's walking through, right? So, we take them all as the intro kind of rolls in, and we have Carol, who stays at Daryl's old camp spot, and he says that, hey, if you're staying here, I'm staying here with you. So, we actually get to see in this episode, surprisingly, Carol and Ezekiel get together, which I was actually happy for Ezekiel. I was very happy for Ezekiel. He got with Carol in this episode. They did it, you know, so to speak, and, yeah, basically, you know, and I like how Ezekiel says, and what if this was another day and we didn't think we were gonna die tonight, and Carol's like, wait, we're gonna die? Like, I love that. I think that was awesome. So, Carol's like, no way, we're not dying tonight, neither one of us. It's like, wait, that's what you were thinking? Like, no, it's just, you know, that's not anything of what, to do with why I did that, you know, so, yeah, we're gonna die tonight? I just love that. I thought that was really cool. So, yeah, anyway, I love it. You know, he's going through kind of Henry's things, and then she kind of goes in there, and, yeah, they get together. So, that was the stuff between them. Now, they try to get the kids away from, you know, Hilltop. Of course, Luke, Yumiko, and Kelly, they kind of want to go after Connie, but they can't. They run into a roadblock. Of course, they're trying to take the kids to Oceanside, and, of course, Daryl says this was Negan. Because he knows Negan and his roadblocks, right, with the tree and stuff. So, you know, it makes sense. But Daryl kind of just knows that, you know, this was Negan, that type of deal. And I heard a lot of people saying, too, they were like, well, how did Daryl know it was Negan? But, I mean, like, who else, really? Yes, definitely a Negan strategy. So, Negan basically talks to Alpha into maybe they could join us, that type of deal. And, you know, we don't really get to see too much from that aside from Negan. Negan doesn't want to kill them. Negan doesn't want to kill the people at hilltop. Negan is there to screw over Alpha, and we all know it's coming, you know? But he's doing it well, though. He's definitely playing the part. That is for sure. And I don't believe for 1 second. Anybody that's fooled that Negan is like full Whisper now, I can't agree with you at all. You can see it already forming for him to do something, you know? That's just my thoughts on it. And Negan's very good at messing with people, that's for sure. And it's working, too. Like, Alpha is starting to believe that Negan is fully on her side. So I get the chills when I see, like, Alpha and she's, like, trusting him. It's like, oh my god, like, you just know what's coming. And it's just like, oh, and speaking of, it's probably going to be the next episode is what I'm talking about. The whole king and queen thing. It looks like that's going to be the next episode. So, based off of the promo for episode 12, which we'll do a predictions for after this video. But, I have to say that I really enjoyed Negan and him talking with Alpha and kind of saying, oh, we can get them to join us, that type of deal. It really felt like, you know, old Negan again, you know, Savior Negan, that type of deal. So, that was really cool to see at times, even though I know a lot of people were not a big fan of Negan around season 7 and 8. So, I think people like Negan more now. I'm seeing a lot of more people like have more respect for Negan now than they did in season 7 and 8 because I feel like he's written better now. You know, that's definitely one thing I can say. Now, we also got to see Eugene with the radio, Stephanie, and all that kind of stuff. So, she wanted to just keep it between the two of them. She just wanted the conversation to be between the two of them, and she wanted him to sing and all this stuff. And Rosita basically, you know, by accident, kind of tried to see who was on the other line, and, you know, Eugene kind of told her to just get out of here, you know? What did Eugene say? You look terrible or something? And she's like, yeah, like a big whisper just sliced my arm. What's up your butt? Like, I just love it. So, I love the you know, they definitely have some, you know, some kind of good friendship, you know, Rosita and Eugene. Now, in this episode, we kind of get to explore maybe the romantic side of Eugene and Rosita, and maybe the possibility of that happening. And, Eugene, you know, I knew it. I've called this for months. Like, I'm like, either the scene is fake, and that scene doesn't happen at all with Eugene kissing Rosita, or, you know, unless they showed their lips actually, you know what I mean? Like, and unless they actually showed the both of them actually kissing, not just their heads close to each other, but them actually kissing in the trailer, well, then you'd believe it, you know, of course. But them just being that close to each other in a trailer, it doesn't make you believe it. And what happens? Eugene doesn't kiss her at all. Kiss her on the cheek, but basically tells, and she basically figures out that Eugene, likes this girl, like this Stephanie girl on the radio. They have something, you know, and basically in this episode, he sings, and it kind of gets her to kind of, you know, come back and talk to him again. And he basically says that he will meet her in a week. So, wow. Yeah, okay, so definitely that explains why we see Eugene, Yumiko, Ezekiel, and stuff like that going to meet Stephanie in the trailer for this second half. So I'm assuming that's going to be episode 14. That's just a prediction of mine. Based off the information we know, I'm going to say episode 14, we're going to get to see that. But I'm really excited to meet Stephanie. I'm excited to see some of these characters in the TV show version. Mercer is another one I'm really excited for. And it should be really cool. So in terms of the stuff with Eugene and Rosita, they don't get together. They don't kiss. None of this stuff happens. And I knew it wouldn't, you know. But still good either way. And yeah, so we also have a conversation between Lydia and Carol as well, which was sneak peeked a few days ago, where basically Lydia is talking with Carol, and, you know, she says that when you kill Alpha, I'm not going to be thinking about you, you know, that type of deal. So, yeah, so just kind of a little quick conversation between Lydia and Carol. And then we also get to see in this episode as well, Mary try to get to her, you know, her nephew, and Earl's like, no, not at all. And kind of, it kind of, I don't know, it made me sad that Mary couldn't go and see her nephew, but in some messed up way. But I don't know, you just see everything she went through in episode 10 to kind of get to him, and then this episode, Alden's like, no, you know. And I think if it was Aaron in charge, he would have been like, okay, sure, go ahead, you know. But and Aaron tried to tell Alden in this episode too, like, she's not gonna hurt him, like, that's, you know, but Alden's like, you don't know that type of deal. So yeah, But basically, they're trapped at Hilltop in this episode. Even Ezekiel and Daryl have a scene together, which I thought was really cool. Just some scenes between some characters in this episode. You know, Ezekiel and Daryl saying that if I don't make it, or if you don't make it, the other one gets the kids and stuff like that to get them away from, you know, the danger and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And you know, of course, Ezekiel with his cancer and stuff, and Daryl's like, yeah, sorry about that. You know, and of course, one of my favorite scenes of this episode is when Judith gives Daryl the vest, and he's just like, right on. Puts it on. I don't know why. I just love that scene. I thought that was so cool. And I just love that. I thought that was so cool. Judith stays, and it looks like she may fight based off of some of the trailers as well. So that's going to be really cool as well. But I love it. Daryl just puts on the vest and goes. And of course, I love right before war too, because in season 8, episode 1, Mercy, Rick, before the war happened, he was at the graves at Hilltop, and now it's Daryl before the war happens at the graves, you know, before the battle at Hilltop. So I just love that kind of callback to season 8. Even though season 8 wasn't the best season, that was still a really cool callback just to that scene, you know. So yeah, but I really enjoyed all that stuff. That was just really, really well done. And then we also had in this episode, you know, some more kind of dialogue between some characters. We had a few little things here and there, but that's you know, pretty much the gist of it. Anyway, basically in this episode, you know, we kind of just get to see how everybody's doing, is basically what it is. But the episode ends, of course, with Daryl grabbing the Morning Star, going out there and fighting, of course, and you have all the shields. They spread out. You got the fence at first, which, you know, we saw that in the sneak peek, and it doesn't, of course, work. The fence kind of goes out. But I love it when you see the electric, you know, and all that kind of stuff, and you see the walkers and stuff, but they just fall over top of each other, and the walkers kind of come for them. So, basically, Daryl with his Morning Star, Rosita, and Ezekiel, and Jerry, and they're all going through. Ezekiel even loses his weapon at one point as well, I noticed. Yeah, anyway, Daryl with his Morning Star, I love how they did the slow-mo, and then back to the normal speed, if you guys know what I mean. Like, they kind of had him do this, and then all of a sudden, it's like slow-mo, and then, you know, I just love it. So, I love that. That was really, really cool. And I got the chills when they were fighting against those zombies, man. And then, of course, Alpha comes in. Now, then, of course, they also have the gasoline that goes on them, of course, from Beta and the others. So, that was crazy. And then you get the one guy that's, like, lit on fire and stuff. It's like, holy crap. And, anyway, so, of course, they have to kind of, you know, go back. And they're covered in gas, basically. And you have all these walkers that are coming towards them, and they have to retreat. They have to go in. They have to go inside Hilltop. They have no choice. And then Alpha with Negan and the Whispers, of course, at the very end of the episode, Negan's like, I thought you wanted them to join us. And she's like, they will, in our horde, you know? And Negan's like, whoa, you're badass, you know, that type of deal. And then, of course, Negan with the rest of the Whispers with the fire arrow goes right over our characters that are trying to make it into Hilltop in time. Hilltop on fire. And, of course, the episode ends with, I love it, the episode ends with the characters just, like, all standing there like, are we really seeing this? Like, holy crap. And then you just end it with, like, seeing Daryl's new wing and him just standing there like a silhouette of Daryl standing in front of Hilltop that's just burning in front of him, you know? Crazy. Really awesome ending. That's the end. That was the cliffhanger for the episode. So, I cannot tell you guys how much I loved this episode. The dialogue was awesome. Eugene with this, the radio stuff meeting in 1 week. That was cool to see. Rosita and Eugene. We had awesome stuff. Ezekiel and Carol. Lydia and Carol. Some scenes with them. Daryl saying that I'll never hate you to Carol. Just some great dialogue. And ending the episode off basically with, and of course Daryl and the scene with him and Judith was really cool. Mary and her not being able to get to see her nephew. And then of course the ending with the gas, the zombies, and of course the Hilltop on fire. So what's going to happen next week? That is the big question right now. And I can't wait to do a predictions video for next week. So write your comments in the comment section below. If you're new here, click that subscribe button so don't miss any of my Walking Dead videos. What did you guys think about this episode, guys? I want to hear that in the comment section below. Of course, follow Dan's Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And I will catch you guys really soon for an episode 12 predictions video. Walk With Us, it's called. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I'll catch you guys really soon for another. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Anybody out there?